Hey, God, Abego. What am I going to do? Good.
You know how your parents warn you not to do something, but you still go ahead and do it, and then everything starts going wrong, and you can't even tell them because, well, they told you so. Yeah, that was me. Let me tell you about the night I went for a dinner I wasn't even supposed to attend.
Shh. We must start at the beginning. Our rebellion. They say wisdom comes from experience. And sometimes experience comes from doing exactly what you were told not to. What follows is a sequence of unfortunate and hilariously avoidable events.
It all started when my faculty organized a dinner night, and they set it at the end of the year when most of our pockets were dry. So I had already planned on how I wasn't going to spend much. I was planning on doing simple nails, wearing a simple dress. Actually, I was planning on wearing my birthday dress. By the way, if you haven't watched my birthday vlog, you can go ahead and watch it right here. And I planned on doing a simple hair as well. In fact, I wasn't even planning on making my hair. I had already picked out my style. I wanted to do a silk press. This is what a silk press looks like, by the way. The problem was, I wasn't planning on relaxing my hair. I thought it was just going to be, I would rub a cream on it, then stretch it, and it would be done because I have really soft hair. Every salon I went to, they said it was not going to be possible for me to do it with natural hair, and they were calling really bizarre prices for me. So I went to the salon where I usually make my hair, and after much convincing, she said, okay, she can do it, but it might not come out the way I expect it. So if it doesn't come out like that, she would just bob the hair and give it to me. And I agreed because she was the only person willing to do it for a very, very cheap price. I had agreed with the stylist to come few hours before the event started because it was a style that could easily get ruined. Meanwhile, I wasn't planning on going to this dinner night alone. I had planned to go with a group of my friends, and we planned on doing this late entrance. The idea was simple. Since the event was to start by 7, I would go to make my hair by 4 and finish roughly around 6. Meanwhile, we had booked a shuttle driver to pick us up by 8:30. We were to meet in one room and dress up from there, and by 8:30, we'd be gone. I finished making my hair right on time and it was looking really good. Everything was going according to plan until, as I was walking, I had this feeling that something was going wrong with the hair. And for some funny reason, I kept meeting a lot of my friends on the way. I thought they were going to be wowed and, your hair is so fine. But surprisingly, they were not saying anything. Little did I know that as I was walking, the hair was scattering and turning into something else. By the time I reached my room, nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. The hair that I had just made a few minutes ago had scattered and turned into something else. And I could not even go back and complain because they warned me. I just gingerly carried myself and started thinking of a plan B. Just when I was considering plaiting all back for myself and wearing wig, a thought came to my head. Why don't I just go with afro? So I started combing the hair vigorously. And guys, it was making sense. Meanwhile, the time was still ticking and my friends had not yet come. Anyways, when they finally came, we got ready, did our lip combos, and it was time. By 8 o'clock, we started calling the shuttle driver and he wasn't picking up. In fact, at one point, the call even stopped going through. Fortunately for us, we had carried 2 shuttle driver numbers, but the second one still was not going through. While my friends were still trying to reach the drivers, I decided to put on my shoes. I planned to wear a pair of white heels. Now, mind you, I don't wear heels in school, so I had not worn these heels in a while. And I don't know who sent me to catwalk in it because as I was walking down the corridor, the shoe just caught. Now it was 9:30 and we were still not able to reach anybody. Eventually, my friend was able to get the number of a completely different shuttle driver and he was willing to pick us up at that time for a higher price, and we agreed because we had no other option. Meanwhile, I had picked out another pair of heels, but black this time. By now it was 10 o'clock and my friends and I were on our way to the junction to where we were supposed to meet the shuttle driver. On our way, my shoe just hit one rock. That's how it just caught. And this was my second heel of the day. We had already gone far and we were not willing to go back. Thankfully, one of my friend's place was nearby, so she got me one of her heels. Immediately we stepped out from her room. The ribbon and the sole of the heel she gave me spoiled as well. It was at this point that I started thinking, maybe God is trying to send signs to us that we should not go for this event though. Because I had been wearing these heels for a very long time and nothing like this has ever happened.
If common sense were a person, it had clearly packed its bags and left the scene faster than you could say Jack Robinson. But alas, our dear protagonist had other plans.
Guys, can you believe that my fourth shoe spoiled? My fourth shoe spoiled, guy. God. When we met up with the shuttle driver, the road was so dark and lonely. I was so scared, but thankfully we got there safe. We were so late and we thought that by the time we get there, the place would be so full so we can walk in majestically. But when we got to the hall in particular, it was so empty. The event had not even started. Apparently, we were not the only ones that wanted to come fashionably late and then walk in majestically. In the meantime, I took a lot of pictures and videos. The fashion parade was definitely the highlight of the event. At the end of the day, we ate, we danced. It was a very nice experience. Because I came out fine doesn't mean you should try the same. You might not get so lucky, so please listen to your parents. By the way, this was day 2 of my journey of 100 days to 10,000 subscribers. If you've made it this far, then you're part of the journey. Please subscribe and join me for day 3. Mwah!
And so, my ever-attentive audience, our tale comes to a close. A night born of curiosity, woven with mischief, and stitched together by lessons only experience could teach. Perhaps next time our young hero will heed the warnings, or perhaps another tale shall unfold. Until then, may your choices be wiser and your adventures just as unforgettable. And never forget, the chronicles are far from over.